you ready?
It's your episode. All I got to do is sit here and fucking be stupid.
Well, you do it well.
Hey, I'm smart in my talents.
All right. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the GITM podcast, where we cover the true crime, we cover the paranormal, we cover time travel today. That's what we're talking about today, is time travel.
We're here to talk to our tens of listeners by the time by the end of the week, / one currently.
Well, we're hard pressed to get people to come in live because of our sporadic schedule.
It's been pretty good
lately. What the
lately.
hell is that? Is there a blue line in?
There is a blue line. It's
not in the... That's just in our... That's weird.
Maybe you left it the window selected. Fuck it. It's not.
Oh, that's what it was. Oh, I see what it was.
Idiot.
Okay, we're good. We're good.
So what are we talking about? You said you have something you want to talk about.
Well, in this episode, we're going to talk about John Titor, who is a time traveler from the internet, basically.
I did not get the spelling of that name right when I was making the thumbnail.
Yeah, you did. Titor?
No, I did. I did eventually. When I originally went digging, I definitely thought it was Teeter.
Yes, but John Titor captivated the internet with his astonishing claims. Join us as we unravel the mystery, explore his predictions.
It don't take much. I mean, fuck, me talking about octopuses, again, unacceptable plural.
As we delve into the debate of fact versus fiction. Was he an actual time traveler, or was he completely full of, how I would say,
shit?
Shit.
Did you? I did like the one comment. There was some pretty good comments on that octopus video, actually.
Yeah, that was a good one.
The last one, it was like, the dude was like, bro, sounds like my 2 brain cells. I was like, accurate.
You're not wrong, buddy.
Then, again, the one guy that was like, oh, they have a whole evolutionary line. I'm like, I never said that. We're probably fucking aliens. I'm not saying that they're aliens from the last 5 fucking years. And then what was it? The one guy, I put it on TikTok, and a dude was like, who is this guy? I want to listen to him talk about alien squid. And I was like, it's almost like there's links in all of our fucking bios.
Yeah, no shit. It's not that, we don't make it that hard to find.
I'm glad you liked the video. Please come check us out live or on your favorite podcasting app, and be ready for disappointment, just like my parents.
Or anybody that's had sex with either one of us.
I disappointed one parent to death.
Well, it happens.
He's still rolling over in his grave on a daily basis. He's just like, that stupid son of a bitch. I can't believe he crawled his way out of my nutsack.
Yes. Before we get started on the time travel and shit, I watched something. The new movie came out on Amazon.
What?
That much anticipated Roadhouse.
I heard it's trash.
Here's the thing. It's getting trashed. But it's trashy in a good way.
Like the first one.
I mean, I'll make no bones about it. Roadhouse, the original with Patrick Swayze, Sam Elliott, Kelly Lynch,
is one of the greatest movies of all time.
It is cinematic masterpiece.
Well, because we were talking about this today, because somebody I work with also watched it. And, we can all agree, the original Roadhouse is one of the best movies of all time.
Right.
However, it is a terrible film.
Correct.
The number one one of the number one topics of conversation between me and my coworker were, it makes sense that Red's auto shop exploded the way that it did because of oil and flammables and stuff.
Right. Why
did the farmhouse that he was living in by the river explode so violently?
Propane.
That's why I was like, did they just soak all of those hay bales that Patrick Swayze was fucking tossing around and roundhouse kicking with fucking turpentine? Or does this rich guy that was the antagonist have a $35,000 a week budget for C4?
Probably. Or in the scene where the Bigfoot goes driving through the car dealership, and they switch the camera inside, and you can see the chains underneath the cars holding them down.
Yeah,
it's classic.
It's not, and the fact that they gave Conor McGregor the perfect role, from what I heard.
Oh,
the lineless guy that gets his throat ripped out and just has to fight people.
Here's I'm going to give my hot take on this movie.
Hot take.
When
we get a new mixer, we need a hot take button with little fucking flames that come up.
It was cheesy as fuck. It wasn't. The script wasn't great.
What did it not just like copy and print the fucking original?
No, it's completely different than the original.
Oh, same storyline though?
No. Well, same story.
Then what makes it fucking Roadhouse?
He goes to a bar to help clean it up. But this is not Dalton's profession in the original. That was his profession. In
this one, is he like a returning veteran or something?
No, he's a retired MMA fighter. But
did Zuffa fucking make this movie?
No. But here's the thing. It's a completely different movie. Basis, umbrella, same kind of scope, but details are completely different.
Don't mind my
Doesn't take place in, where was it, Missouri? Takes place in the Florida Keys. I get it.
Is that where the original took place?
No, it took place somewhere in Nebraska, Missouri, somewhere, the original.
Somewhere with flat roads.
Right.
Where assholes with white hair can swerve
in
both lanes in a Mustang.
Yeah. But it did do some throwback scenes, references to the old one.
Did Jake Gyllenhaal rip out Conor McGregor's throat?
No, he did not.
Fuck you.
But like the hospital,
0 stars, 1% on Rotten Tomatoes, just because it doesn't have that. No. Did a Bigfoot drive through a car dealership?
No.
Fuck you.
A boat goes to a bar, but close.
Fair enough. Oh, wait, a boat went through a bar. Was the bar on a river?
Oh, the boat's on the Gulf. It's in the Keys.
Okay.
The Florida Keys. Anyway,
they just classed it
like,
up.
What's one of the most classic parts of Roadhouse, the original movie? One of my favorite parts.
Everything from the beginning credits to the end credits.
Well, the hospital scene.
Oh, when he just has absolutely no reaction to being sewed up.
And when he says, or she says, "Do you ever win a fight?" He says, "Nobody ever wins a fight." He does. That scene's in the movie. They did do that scene.
Nobody ever wins a fight. You want to go make pottery?
So it did have little throwbacks to the old one. I think there was a store next to another store in a little strip mall.
That was like Red's Auto Parts.
No, it was called the Double Deuce.
Ooh.
Because the bar was called Roadhouse.
Oh my God. Fuck off.
Jake Gyllenhaal did a damn... I was kind of liked how he did Dalton.
I'm a fan of Jake Gyllenhaal.
He made him like... If you ever seen any of the trailers where he's kind of a nice guy, he says...
I don't know if I've actually seen it.
How far away is the hospital from now? How far away is the hospital from here? 25. Okay. He doesn't want to fight these... But he does. He kicks their ass. But I like the way he played it. The only part about this movie... I cannot stand, and I wish they would have cut every fucking part of it out, was Conor motherfucking McGregor. He is the...
Does he have like lines?
Yes, he has fucking lines, and they are the cheesiest, dumbest motherfucking lines of all time. One of the lines, you've probably seen it if you've seen the clips, he's going in to tear up the bar with a golf club, and he literally looks to somebody and says, "It's been a long time since I went clubbing." I'm like, you gotta be motherfucking kidding me. That is just lazy fucking writing.
Does he ever say top of the morning to you before he fights anybody?
And he walks around like he just did fucking 800 fucking sets of lats.
Like he walks around in general?
He walks around like this. The whole fucking movie.
He kind of walks around like that anyway.
I'm like, God damn. And he's the most horrible actor ever. It's fucking... They could have got rid of that. They could have got anybody to play that part. Well, if they paid him more than $5 and a bag of Doritos to play that part, they overpaid.
I can't say that surprises me.
Oh, it's fucking horrible. But other than that, it's a little slow in parts, and they rush it a little bit to kind of get the bad guy.
Does he arrive in town in a very nice car?
No. He is broke as fuck.
So he doesn't go to a junkyard and buy a bunch of spare tires for his Mercury Cougar?
He doesn't even own... Well, he owns a car, but he comes in on a bus for some reason. I don't know.
What the fuck?
Probably because his car was like a fucking Tempest. Wouldn't make it to fucking Florida from wherever they were at.
They should have brought back the Mercury Cougar from the original.
I did like...
I think it was
his backstory as an MMA fighter. He has anger problems, and he can't control himself, and he killed a guy in the ring. They pulled him off, and he just went back and just kept beating the fuck. And I'm assuming he killed the guy, and that's why he's no longer fighting.
Vin Diesel in fucking Fast and Furious. Beat him with a quarter-inch wrench.
It was cheesy and campy. Had a little bit of humor in it.
So it's what you expected.
And it had just a hint, and it wasn't a complete word-for-word remake of Roadhouse, which would have been boring. That would have been a colossal failure because you can't redo. If they just shot scene for scene Roadhouse with Jake Gyllenhaal in it,
can't catch lightning in a bottle twice.
No, it would have took a big hot steaming shit.
I wonder if everybody can see it. My hair just is not hairing today. It has not since I awoke this morn.
But if I never see,
so I'm just not going to watch it.
Connor in a fucking movie again, I would be happy.
There is a fucking Netflix movie with Adam Sandler that I think I'm going to watch tonight. It's like The Spaceman or some shit. I guess he's like a divorcee that goes on this solo mission, and this like alien creature finds its way onto his ship, and it looks like a giant spider, and is like telekinetically or telepathically communicating. I watched the little trailer that like shows up when you like scroll over shit on Netflix.
Oh, I do have one more complaint about Roadhouse. The Kelly Lynch part, the actress who plays
Ronda Rousey.
No. The woman or the actress that plays her or plays that.
Is she a doctor?
She's a doctor.
Okay.
Not hot at all.
Does a stuffed polar bear fall on somebody?
No, there's no.
God, so they didn't get any of the fucking major points.
No, they only did a few little tributes to
homages
to the show.
Homage.
But she, for one, Kelly Lynch was hot as fuck back then.
Teased hair and all.
Oh, it was
had the same
80s fucking bangs and all, baby.
Had the same hairdo as Patrick Swayze, just with bangs.
A little bit longer. But she was not hot at all. No offense.
I don't know, but fucking nobody rocked that teased 80s mullet like Patrick Swayze and Mel Gibson in Lethal Weapon.
That is true.
And also Braveheart.
Yeah. So that's all I got. You got anything you want to discuss before we go down the John Titor futuristic past futures rabbit hole?
The Cowboys have yet to do anything but lose players.
Well, the Cowboys are trash.
I don't know what their fucking plan is. As of after the end of the games last night, there was not a single perfect bracket left in the nation.
I would think not, with Kentucky getting spanked.
UK lost. Yale beat Auburn.
St. Mary's lost to
Colorado beat. Was that Florida that they beat?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't really follow basketball but. Goddamn, apparently most of the women's brackets are fucked, too.
Well, that's good.
Like, is the one girl that's, like, the best basketball player in the world right now not winning every game?
I don't know. I have not paid attention to women's basketball.
I
know who you're talking about. What was it? Is it
Caitlin
Clark?
Or
whatever.
Yeah.
From Iowa. I know she's from Iowa.
Oh, she's Irish.
Iowa.
Oh.
She plays.
She's Irish.
She's a Hawkeye. All right.
That was so fucking stupid. Oh, my God.
Yeah, so other than that, I got nothing.
Did anything get blown up in the... Well, yeah, probably. Anybody eating any bats in China? Or
No.
Are we allowed to talk about that? I mean, we never stopped talking about it, but are we officially allowed to talk about COVID on YouTube and shit?
I don't know. What are they going to do? Shadow ban us a little bit fucking more?
We're not even monetized. No, that's Instagram that shadow banned. It says that we're not shadow banned on Instagram anymore, but fuck off. I'm pretty sure they're at least limiting our exposure.
That's like that one short I put up
on
YouTube.
The last one?
Yeah.
Didn't do fuck all.
Got 9 views. Yeah. And it was only shown to like 10 people.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're not fucking me here. You're not fucking with me, YouTube.
You know what it is? It's because we put out that one and it got like 6,000 views, which I know isn't that much. Fuck off. But it's because the fucking octopuses found out. And they're controlling us.
Yes.
From that, the 9th green in that one commercial.
Yes. So. But
figured it out, fuckers.
No, fuck, it's only going to get 9 views when you show it to fucking 10 or 11 people.
That's what I'm saying.
God damn.
The maths on that one.
Hell, I think we did pretty good. 6 views from fucking 10 people or
that's
whatever.
An A.
God damn.
I'm pretty sure in most public school systems.
public school system, that's like a valedictorian
We're
type numbers.
Teachers.
All right.
I should be a teacher.
Let's go ahead and get this party started. In the early 2000s, an internet forum was buzzing with discussions about a user claiming to be John Titor. He captivated us by his claims of being from the year 2036.
Oh man, the early 2000s, back when the internet was on a fucking CD-ROM.
Little spoiler: it starts earlier than that.
Oh shit!
November 2nd, 2000, when a user identified himself as Time Traveler _0, appeared on the Time Traveling Institute forum. For one, why is there a Time Travelers Institute forum to begin with?
And why was there one so early on in the infancy of the internet?
Well, you know, man, back in 2000, man, internet was the wild, wild west, just really slow.
Like, who had time for this when they were like trying to masturbate and watch fucking?
Well, you couldn't masturbate to porn in.
That's what I'm saying. While you're waiting for the
fucking
the not even like the MPEG or JPEG or whatever to fucking load from the top down.
Yeah, you're just sitting there watching it spin. Oh my god, damn!
I
could have been done 5 times by now.
You're better off going back to the old days to like the half channel on your TV to try to get the nudie channel.
Right. The Mr. Time Traveler 0, who was not identified as John Titor yet.
Titor.
Yeah. The individual sparked immediate intrigue and skepticism among the members of the Time Travel Institute forum. Which, how could there be skeptics if you're on that forum? You think they'd all be basement-dwelling, time-traveling geeks?
Look at it this way. James Franco taught us years ago, haters gonna hate, and ain'ters gonna ain't.
Yes.
Perfect example. There's always, I feel like that's just a given. With internet presence comes pushback in some sort, even if it's a group dedicated to that thing.
Now we are going.
Just look at us.
We are going to go I'm going to go a much better timeline. I'm just kind of giving everybody the initial points and teases of this. But his initial post on this particular forum revealed details of his time machine, described the political landscape.
Socio-political?
That's what I said.
Details of his mind. Never mind.
Details of
this is the preamble. I don't know why I'm diving in.
Of his future world and share predictions about forthcoming events. Well, like I said, we'll get to all that later. I'm going to go in at more of a timeline of the John Titor timeline.
This is giving me fucking like little balls itchies of a subject that I have in my my Google Doc for episode subjects that I think I'm going to do.
Right. Now, these forum posts had a bunch of technical jargon in them, which gave them some credibility. And added some, maybe this guy was who he said he was, and engagement from the online community in the years early 2000 2000. Yeah,
this is just further proving the point that if you use big words, people will listen.
Right.
They're like, I don't think I believe this time traveler guy, and he's like, my flam flafter fell off of my ship, and I'm stuck here now. They're like, I guess he's fucking telling the truth.
Of course, I wouldn't have bought his bullshit anyway, because I do not believe anywhere in any of his posts or any of the faxes that he sent before this mentioned the flux capacitor. So I call bullshit right now.
What kind of recyclables did his?
But I will say, we'll get to his time machine a little later. He kicked Marty McFly's ass and Doc's ass when it comes to his time machine.
Was it cooler than a DeLorean?
Hold
on. That's impossible.
Oh, wait.
They don't make a vehicle more superior or cooler than a GMC DeLorean.
No. We will not even agree to disagree.
I'm calling bullshit.
I'm going to say you're flat out fucking wrong.
Unless it's a Gremlin.
No. It's better.
Or an AMG Scout. Then I will not allow it.
Okay.
It is hearsay.
No.
And absolute
I just want to
trash.
say, we'll get to it, but if you want to go back, when I go back as a time traveler for my time machine, you're going back in style. You're going back in John Titor's fucking time machine.
I will also accept a Pontiac Aztec.
Well, that's one I don't even know.
What? The SUV
Oh, the
thing?
oh,
They
yes.
had the fucking tent attachment
Oh,
for
that's
the
right,
back of
yeah.
it. Walter White drove one.
That's right. All right.
Heidelberg. No, that's a delivery company for
That's
alcohol.
I think that's also a
Heisenberg.
college too.
What, Heidelberg?
Yeah, in central or northern Ohio.
I just know I'd be cutting checks for Heidelberg of Cincinnati to bring us White Claw and shit. If you need White Claw in the Cincinnati area, check out Heidelberg or some draft beers. Carry on.
All right. Now, naturally, there was some engagement with Mr. Titor on these forums and on the online community. Despite the skepticism, he engaged in this lengthy, extensive, very technical discussions with the other forum members. He answered questions about time travel, the nature of his mission, why he was back in time.
Good start.
And the potential implications of his actions, which we're going to go into a little bit more depth about this.
Was he worried about seeing his past self?
No, you're thinking time cop. That's bullshit. Where you can't occupy the same space. That's bullshit. And he proves you can occupy the same space.
Okay, are you going to tell me that you can't switch faces with serial killers?
I'm saying it. Not everything in Hollywood. I'm saying...
Are you saying Face Off wasn't factually accurate?
And I'm saying Jake Gyllenhaal couldn't kick Conor McGregor's ass.
Fair.
Okay. Now, in these posts where he was communicating or having a conversation with all these, we're talking top shelf individuals in the Time Traveler Institute forum, he was kind of a prick. He was a little condescending at times.
Well, yeah, he's from the future. He knows everything. That just reads.
Now, but what he did say when he wasn't being a first class asshole.
I want to see all this chat, and they're just like, "Tell us about your future." He's like, "Shut up, you stupid fucking idiots."
Well, I believe he did call us fat and lazy, which I hate to be the one to break. He came back from 2036. That's 12 years in the future. So they've
got like 20 years of Ozempic.
And he was born. I'll go ahead and I'll cover this a little bit later. He was born in 1998. So he is.
So he's not a super old chap.
No,
either.
but he is one of us. He is still calling us fat and lazy, which we are. But that's I'm fat. I'm not lazy.
He's younger than I am.
Yeah, but he was born in 90, so he is a part of this. It's not like somebody from 2136 coming back saying you fuckers are fat and lazy. He grew up. If he is who he says he is alive right now.
So his future to us is.
It's not that far off.
Yeah, it's not like fucking 2050 when we were supposed to have flying cars and shit.
Right.
Fucking Back to the Future.
Well, he doesn't have it then either, but he just has a time machine.
Which isn't even a fucking DeLorean. So it's automatically.
It's better than a fucking DeLorean. Get off the fucking stainless steel.
This whole story is automatically a farce.
100,000-pound fucking car.
Did you hear my incidental mouth fart when I said farce?
Yes, I heard it. Okay, stop that. But like I said earlier, he did gain some interest by his technical jargon that he used. He did seem like he knew what he was talking about.
Smooth talking son of a bitch.
Yeah. Now
he's the Barack Obama of time travelers.
Now, it didn't take long for this to spread across the internet, and he did get some, or this story, I should say, not him necessarily, got some widespread attention.
I'm not giving that much weight that it spread across the internet quickly in the early 2000s. So 55 people knew about it.
Well, no, it caught media attention.
No.
John Titor soon caught the attention of mainstream media outlets, leading to widespread coverage and public fascination with his time travel shit.
I was pretty young during this. So
why am I typing big words? I know I'm not going to read them.
Enigmatic?
Yeah, that's a big word. I can't fucking say that. Newspaper.
You could have said that before the stroke.
What the fuck?
God damn it! What if you're like what if you come out of this procedure like a genius?
Speaking like Spanish.
Yeah, you're just like
fluent Spanish.
They're just like, "How you feeling, Phil?" And you're like, "Tremundo, por favor, quiero una coca, por favor."
Come back really smart with like a 150 IQ.
Are you awake? How are you feeling? ¿Dónde están mis pantalones, señorita? Necesito ir al biblioteca para I don't fucking know.
But newspapers worldwide caught a hold of this story and ran headlines proclaiming the arrival of time traveler from the future. And this just wasn't fucking the National Enquirer. We're not talking. For those of you who don't know what the National Enquirer was, it wasn't a tabloid. Tabloids.
Was that the one where they're like, Bat Boy found in Tennessee cave?
But
I fucking love that thing, dude. Do they still make that?
I don't know. I haven't really paid attention.
I literally would buy that thing.
Next time I go to Kroger's, I'll look in the line.
I would buy that pretty regularly.
But
Bat Boy found in cave in Tennessee, and they did say some shit back in the day that I don't want to say is true, but like has continued to be in the whole reptilian.
Hey, you throw enough shit on the wall, eventually some of it's going to stick,
and some of it's going to look like a boy bat.
Right, but it just wasn't tabloids. Reputable publications covered the John Titor story. Television programs dedicated segments, news programs dedicated segments, and entire documentaries were made about the mystery of John Titor. They interviewed experts and skeptics alike to kind of get to the bottom of this John Titor thing.
This was fucking Trump the whole time.
It's going to be great. I'm going to get so famous, even though nobody's going to know who I am.
Now, media coverage sparked public fascination with the speculation sparkling around the wave of interest in this possibility of time travel, which is, I think, even if this is a hoax, which it is, spoiler alert. Well, in my opinion, jury's still technically fucking out.
I saw something about 2009. I avoided reading it though, so I could have all of this be.
I think it's good that we talk about it. I think it's getting time travel and physics into the lexicon of the young people of the world is always a good thing. Maybe we could
just
get
intelligence in general.
Right. Education, kids stay in school.
I don't even know if that's the fucking best route anymore.
That's true.
I mean, Jesus Christ, they're like neglecting to teach kids about the fucking Holocaust. Not important.
All right. Now, like I said, it actually goes back pre-2000. John Titor made his presence known in November of 1998 when he sent a fax to Art Bell's Coast to Coast AM.
Fuck yeah. Now we're talking.
But he did it during apparently, I never really listened to Art Bell's or Coast to Coast.
It was better when Art Bell was still alive.
But apparently, Art Bell had a whole segment or I guess maybe night called Open Timeline. It was where he gave time travelers time to call in.
Oh yeah, he had like certain times where like it was specifically for certain things,
right.
Ghost stories, shit like that.
Yeah, this was called Open Timeline, where he wanted time travelers to call in. And old John Titor did not call in. He sent a fax.
Tiddlywinks.
He identified himself as a time traveler from the year 2036. He described his time machine. He put his time machine in a 1967 motherfucking Corvette.
Why does it have to be a car?
I'm going to get to it here in a minute. There actually is a very good reason, and it had to be a car.
He should have done it like fucking Professor Xavier or whoever the fuck that was in Ted. He should have done it in an Apache helicopter.
No, you see,
it's a perfect combination of speed, and it's an absolute death machine.
But the actual unit itself, it used a stationary mass temporal displacement and dual microsingularities. And I'll kind of go into a little bit more detail, I think, later on. But basically,
please do.
He put that box, that was all in a box, and he put it in the front seat of the car, or I've heard the front seat or the back of a Corvette. And that was the time machine.
The fuck?
Now, he did explain to Mr. Bell his mission. He was to travel back to 1975 to retrieve an IBM computer.
Okay.
And he did offer up some predictions of things to come. Now,
predictions
of
as opposed
future,
to just being like, hey, this is what's going to fucking happen.
Well, here's the thing. This is where it gets complicated. Time travel is complicated. I'll go on a limb.
You don't say.
And if you know anything or listen to some actual scientists talk about time travel, there are some problems with it, and we're going to cover all of it.
I've heard that like there's like science, the scientific field, people are saying that like time travel will be in the next like 100 years.
Now let's talk about the life of John Titor, his backstory, if you will. Now this is all information that was pieced together by people from his post and what he said to Art Bell and from his post.
I already see a fact that makes me question this man's legitimacy, and it's the first one.
Right here?
Yes.
Where he was born?
Yes.
Why?
Because he's a fucking Florida man.
Oh, well, John Titor was born in the year 1998 in Florida. His family were upper middle class.
They did a shitload of bath salts.
At the age of 6 years old, when the groundwork was laid for basically when he was 6, I believe in 2004, the groundwork was laid for there was civil unrest, and the start of a U.S. Civil War was on the brink. Titor claimed that in his future timeline, civil unrest and conflict would escalate in the United States, leading to a second civil war starting in the year 2004.
If he would have added 20 years to this, he would have been much more accurate.
Well, I have an interesting point, and he even talks about this, and even scientists have talked about why a lot of these things did not come to fruition.
I wish there was a picture of this guy.
Nobody knows who he is.
I know. That would be great. I would put it on a shirt and put Brostradamus on it.
Yeah, he described a deteriorating society and political climate characterized by a widespread division between the government and its citizens. The war lasted till around 2013, 2014, up until the time World War III breaks out. At the age of 13, and I believe that's 2011 if I did the math right, he joined a freedom fighting group called the Fighting Diamondbacks.
What?
This group...
Was Randy Johnson the general?
Yes. John Clark was afraid of him.
The fuck?
This group kind of fought toward the end of the Civil War.
The Fighting Diamondbacks.
And they continue to fight in the upcoming global World War III. In 2015, towards the end of the civil unrest, or towards the end of the Civil War, or about the end of the Civil War, Russia takes advantage of the weakened U.S., then drops nuclear bombs on major cities from New York, L.A., Chicago, and even fucking Jacksonville. Well, Jacksonville needs to be wiped off the face of the earth.
Jacksonville's kind of a hole.
This naturally sparked other countries to start going to war and dropping bombs all.
Jacksonville, though.
Because it's fucking... Jackson's fucked up. It's close to fucking...
Yeah, but like, why not like Miami or Orlando, a major, at least financial hub, or cocaine distribution center?
That's true. We don't want to get rid of the cocaine. The cocaine.
Cocaine. Yeah, Chalupa turned Cuban for some reason the other night. I was speaking for her, and she got very Cuban instead of just regular Hispanic.
Say hello to my little friend.
I do, dude. Like, I'd bring her in, like, I'll just put her on the bed, and I'm like, Joe, so nice to meet you. Bring me in the bedroom. I like, why'd you bring the good snacks? You know that's my favorite snacks.
But this Russia taking advantage and dropping bombs on us other countries decided to play along. And
was North Korea one of them?
I'm sure they were. A global nuclear war happened. There were 3 billion deaths.
A global nuclear war would just wipe out the planet.
No, it wouldn't.
I think it would.
If we had a global nuclear war now, these bombs are so precise now. Like if they dropped a bomb in New York,
well,
the immediate area would be irradiated and wiped out, but you could still survive upper New York.
Well, because like I don't know about everybody else, but I'm pretty sure that conspiracy theoretically, if there's like, I'm pretty sure that it's supposedly set up that if there is a nuclear launch above a certain risk level, all of ours go. Just
all of ours. What?
All of ours just launch. Once it reaches a certain code red, every U.S. nuclear weapon launches.
Right. That wouldn't surprise me.
Naturally, it seems like the way to go. You know, it's like a gang war. When you got a problem with fucking Lefty over here, what do? Automatic weapon. See where it lands.
Right. Society naturally broke down after the global catastrophe. Life after the war, things started to rebuild, but it became more communal. People kind of lived closer to the universities because that's where the libraries were and the books were. But there was more farming, emphasis based on farming. And
Interesting.
In the 20 years or so from the time of that to the time where he comes back, 2036, they are advanced, or they are rebuilding society. It's not like they were knocked back to the Stone Age.
Mm-hmm.
They had computers. They had
So we weren't forced into nuclear winter.
no, because like I said, a lot of these bombs, if a bomb on New York City is not going to wipe out the whole West Coast or East Coast.
Right.
People in New York are fucked,
In surrounding areas.
and New Jersey, but
That's fine.
Okay, during this time, scientists were studying the time shift that occurred when the Hadron Collider was fired up. This in 2034. This was when they found through the Hadron, all the shit going on at the Hadron Collider. Scientists discovered the ability to time travel. The first machine was built by General Electric. Thank God, I trust them. Titor applied for and was accepted to the Time Traveling Research Group. Easy for me to say. He finished training in March of 2035. Now, in 2036, in his timeline, we were facing another Y2K type event set to happen January 19th, 2038. Now, apparently most of the computers in the future, in his future, I'm going to use the word his future. I'm going to emphasize that. Use the Linux operating system.
Don't know fuck all about that.
Neither do I. This is the shit I read.
I know the name Linux.
Apparently it counts the seconds. Well, it counts time by seconds. Apparently.
Doesn't kinda everything?
I don't know. I'm just telling you what I fucking heard and read.
We do fucking like parsecs?
I guess I don't know. I think that like Y2K was the date. It was all set by date. It counts seconds to know what day it is basically. And apparently in the January 19th of 2036, they're going to reach capacity on the computers. They can't take no more seconds. And everything will crash. So Titor's mission was to go back to 1975.
Missed it a little bit.
Well, no, you're jumping way fucking ahead, dude.
You said early 2000s.
There's a reason for it.
It's a bit askew.
It will all come together. It'll be fluid. It'll all come together. But his goal was to come back, or his mission was to come back to 1975, and he was to obtain an IBM 5100 computer, which actually is a thing. This computer can communicate in several different operating system languages and could get things, fix things in the future, in this new Y2K of 2038. And the interesting fact is, this was actually real. This computer can do that, and it was not common knowledge. The only people that knew about it was the people who worked on the program. It can communicate it can basically act as a interpreter, I guess, between computer systems. Which
to fill in the blanks, if you will.
Right.
To connect this computer is basically like the old school operator.
Right.
For the downfallen society of the future.
And the problem why they had to go back in time to get this IBM 5100 was because at the nuclear war, World War III, the EMP blast from pretty much wiped out every computer. So all the computers in his time had to be remade.
Yeah.
So they couldn't just find one back in 2036.
You think you went back and got a Nokia 5100 too?
Oh, you brought back the wrong one, fucker. John, you're an asshole.
They're like, that's not what you're supposed to
dumbass.
bring back. He's like, I know, guys, but look, I can back my 67 time machine over it, and I can still play Snake.
Right. Now, here's the operation that he went on. He left in April of 2036. He was chosen because of his military experience and education, and also because, what?
I'm just listening but enjoying watching the dog spaz out for no reason.
John Titor's grandfather, according to John Titor.
She's playing with her shadow. That's so cute. I just realized what she was doing. Aww.
If you put a mirror in front of her, she'll bark at that other
stanky
chihuahua.
old bitch.
He was also chosen because John Titor's grandfather, according to John Titor, was involved in the building and programming of the IBM 5100.
Dun, dun, dun.
This mission was based out of a military base in Tampa, Florida. Now, let's talk about the time machine. The time machine.
Oh, here, let's talk about time machine.
Well,
the time machine.
I went back in time and reset it. It was housed in a black box that was 1 by 1 by 3, so 1 foot wide, 1 foot tall, by 3 foot long.
No wonder we haven't figured it out, because the black box in airplanes has not worked out very well. We can't find that motherfucker. What makes us think we can find the one that fucking controls time travel?
Yeah, like I said earlier, it was a stationary mass temporal displacement unit. It was powered by 2 top-spin dual positive singularities and produced a standard offset Tipler sinusoid. I have no fucking idea what that fucking is, but it sounds technical as fuck, and apparently it is a fucking thing.
What?
I even tried to listen to an explanation of it on YouTube, and I couldn't even get it. It was over my fucking head. So I said, I'm just going to write it down. Fuck it.
Yeah, what the shit?
The unit could take a small area back in time. Basically, the unit, the person, and the car, and maybe a little bit, Think of it, I heard it explained as like, you remember, Terminator.
I'll be back.
You know the bubble that when he came back, the bubble he was in, and then it opens up and like concrete and shit comes out from the future.
Mhm.
Same kind of concept.
Come with me if you want to live.
Okay. It can only move through time, not space. This is why he had to be in a car. And this is why they chose the 67 Corvette. So when he went back in time, he would go back to 1975, and he's going to be right where he is just in 1975. He can't travel to where he needs to go. He can go through time, but can't go through. The unit will go through time, not through space.
That makes sense.
So he had to go back in time from 2036 to 1975. He'd be in Tampa, right where he was.
So he chose a vehicle that would not look unnatural.
For 1975. So a DeLorean would look a little weird in 1975.
Makes sense.
Now, once he arrived in 1975, he would have to find and interact with his grandfather. So he was going to have to go from Tampa to Minnesota, drive, and his goal was to find his grandfather and convince him to give him an IBM 5100. Now, he had a hard time, naturally, according to John Titor, of convincing his grandfather he was who he says he was. He told him about cell phones, internet, entertainment that would be decentralized. This is what he's telling his grandfather in 1975. That entertainment, and he was telling this story in 2020. 2020 to 2022 is in the forums, is when his posts were. So this is what he said he was telling his grandfather in 1975. That there were cell phones, internet, which, if this is bullshit, not a big deal. Yeah, cell phones in 2020 or 2000 weren't they were around. They were the size of a fucking brick, but that's beside the point. But like
I'd just like to see that. That'd be a funny conversation for a movie of this.
Right.
Like, Grandpa, I'm telling you, cell phones, huh? The internet, what?
But what is interesting, he mentioned entertainment would be decentralized, and he said everybody would be able to make their own content and make their own shows. That is, even in 2020, or I'm sorry, why do I keep saying 2020?
2000
to 2002. What, YouTube didn't come around to what? 2006?
I don't even know.
2005, 2006?
It had to be. Yeah, I would have been in high school.
Yeah. So, I mean, that does make it a little interesting. And in my opinion, that does lend that's a hell of a good fucking, if he's spewing bullshit, a researcher is going to Google
some
it.
Creedence Clearwater Revival.
If that's the case, that is one hell of a prediction. That's one hell of a guess.
Maybe he just translated some Nostradamus shit.
That's true. He informed his grandfather about the upcoming Civil War, and around 2015, World War III would start. Like we've all talked about, he explained the global collapse, the nuclear fallout. Now, naturally,
05.
So,
Valentine's Day 05.
Well, yay, YouTube. Thank you. Thank you. Now, naturally, old John Titor's grandfather had some fucking questions. Now, if my
Rightfully so.
grandson comes to me
First.
before I have a grandson, if, like, say somebody knock on my door and he claims to be my grandson, which I don't have any grandkids. I have children, just no grandkids. If somebody said, hey, Grandpa, I'm going to have a few fucking questions. I'm going to be a little bit skeptical.
Either that or you're just going to be like, hey, fuck
Wait
you.
a minute. Who's your mom and who's your other grandma? That's what the first question I have to ask. Oh,
I would think the first questions he would have to ask is, what's a cell phone and what's the internet?
But he asked Mr. John Titor, his grandson, if the future could be changed. Naturally, if he's believing all this, or he was concerned about the future of his kids and grandkids, John Titor himself. Mm. And if yes, it would just, he told him yes, it could, but it would just create a new timeline. John Titor's timeline would not change. The John Titor that went back in time. The old adage, the Marty McFly bullshit where, you disappear. Mm-hmm. That's John Titor said that's bullshit, which it
would make sense.
And go back and kill baby Hitler. Yeah, okay, Hitler wouldn't exist on a new time. A new timeline would be created that Hitler would not exist, but Hitler's still always going to exist in that timeline he was the present one. So nothing.
This is giving me this is like kind of some Rick and Morty type shit going on.
But nothing he could do could change John Titor, his own timeline. It had already happened.
Right.
Now he could change, any changes that were made would just cause the timeline to split into a new timeline. So theoretically, if he could do this, John Titor's grandfather that he is conversing with, his grandkids would not experience the same timeline.
So it's kind of the whole feeding into or going along with the whole like
multiverse.
Endless realities.
The multiverse type
deal.
Yes, the multiverse type thing.
Yeah.
And there are some, and I kind of go along with this, if time travel is, I think as soon as you go back and interact with the past, if you could, it would automatically, the butterfly effect.
Ashton Kutcher.
Things are going to change. And if you think about it, I've thought about this in the past. Just your future, a decision you made 10 years ago, every decision you make sets you down another path. Mm. I could have made one stupid little decision that I thought was, just whatever. I could not be here today with you, talking to these lovely people.
But you're here today with me, and another you is somewhere else with somebody else.
Yeah, but it doesn't take much to. Every decision we make alters our future. Every little decision we make, whether it be you decide to go for a walk and get hit by a car, if you didn't go for a walk, you're going to continue on.
This time traveler is very philosophical.
Yes. So this is called. This is actually a thing. This is called time diversion. It refers to the concept related to the consequences of the effect of time travel. In this context, diversion might imply a deviation or alteration. Thank you, from the original timeline.
He had a stroke. All right.
Timeline or course of events due to the action of the time traveler. So basically, a lot of people would say, as soon as time travel becomes possible, just the mere fact that the time traveler would go back to, say, 2075 would automatically spark a new timeline.
Yeah.
Just the mere fact that he showed up there. Mm-hmm. A new timeline is created. Right. And every time somebody comes back to that particular timeline, a new one's created. So where you get the multiverse, a multiple infinite number of timelines.
Very Rick and Morty.
Yes. Now, cancel.
I can't help you, Morty. You fucked with squirrels.
Now, his grandfather naturally refused to help Mr. Titor unless he would do something for him.
You sly old fox, you.
He wanted to save or help his grandchildren. Okay, so he wanted him to change the timeline. To help him? He wanted him to change the timeline for his grandkids. He knew that he couldn't change the timeline for John Titor himself because it's already happened. But he could if he would try to change the timeline. So in what is now the current timeline that his grandfather is on, he wanted him to try to change the timeline for what he knows is his kids and grandkids. So he asked John to come back around the turn of the century and check in on little John Titor and the family and do what he could to change the timeline. This was what John Titor was doing back in the year 1998. He was fulfilling this obligation to his grandfather.
Gotcha.
That's why
That makes more sense.
I told you it would. Where's my arrow?
Where's the cursor? Did that say page 17 of 33?
Yep.
God damn, Jim.
A new timeline was created, and in July and August, he sent the facts to Art Bell. That's what I just explained. Now,
R.I.P. Art Bell.
Yeah. Now, let's get into some of his predictions. And we've kind of covered it, but
let's see how fucking broad of a stroke he takes on these.
Now, he discussed civil unrest and conflict, the Civil War, the World War III.
That's a given.
Disruption of society, the breakdown of government communication. I forgot to tell you. The Civil War that in his time, it was between the people, the citizens, and the government. The citizens won. And the United States kind of broke off into 5 parts. And I want to say Omaha, Nebraska was kind of like the centralized hub of what would become the government. I believe that's correct.
Got like a Twisted Metal vibe.
Yeah.
I don't know if you watched that series.
No.
It's hilarious. You should watch it. It's on Hulu.
So I've covered the Civil War, and like I said, the people would win. Would defeat the government. Of course, then, Russia bombs everybody, so you'll have that.
Goddamn Ruskies.
Now, the nuclear conflict would occur, leading...
The what?
The nuclear conflict.
Nuclear
conflict would occur in his future, leading to devastating consequences for the humanity, or humanity, however you want to fucking say it.
That reads... I feel like that makes sense.
Now, he does discuss temporal paradoxes and alternate timelines.
Yep.
And this is like the grandfather paradox, where, the idea if you kill your grandfather, the Marty McFly, you kill your grandfather, you erase. You start to disappear. Which he explains is bullshit. It's, if you go back and kill your grandfather, that just means you don't exist. That new timeline is created, and you don't exist in that timeline.
That could be a great dark humor scene from a movie of this, too.
But
how do we know that that's true? And he just fucking caps his grandpa, and he's like, still here, fuckface.
But he would not disappear like Marty McFly started to. Because he didn't get his parents together and fuck in the backseat of the car.
The pinnacle of special effects.
So... he would still be there, he would have to go back to his time. He would still be alive in his timeline, but the new timeline that is created, he would not be on, which is, we kind of talked about that. Let's talk about the technical advancements he was...
It's surprisingly easy to wrap your head around.
Right. And it, honestly...
It's easier, I would say.
I mean, this kind of gives Titor an out to be wrong, if you think about it. Because all these predictions, like the Civil War of 2004, didn't happen in our timeline.
This guy's 2 Chainz. John Titty Boy.
And it kind of gives him an out because, okay, the Civil War didn't happen in 2004, maybe 2024, but that's another issue. But it didn't happen in our timeline because a new timeline was created. Yeah. When he came back, a new timeline was created. I'm assuming we're on that timeline. Hell, 100 other time travelers come back. We could be on the millionth fucking timeline, which kind of makes sense. But it gives him an out to be wrong.
Right.
It's kind of convenient. Where did the fucking chat go?
Oh. Right there.
Let's bring the chat back, folks, so I can see. Where's the...
Uh-oh.
Damn it.
This dual screen shit gets confusing.
We're going to fix this problem.
Especially when it's dual screen, like a screen over there and then one directly in front of us.
We're going to fix this problem in the next week or 2.
Oh, are we? Do big things popping?
I'm going to get a fucking desk.
Oh.
Fit both everything's gonna be right fucking here in front of us.
And then we can do the backdrop
Yeah.
after you're not dead anymore.
Well, if
hopefully.
if I'm not a ghost sitting here, that would be guaranteed to get some fucking views. If I'm a ghost,
Change the name of the show, Ghost in the Chair.
Oh, okay. Where was I at? Let's see. Technical advancements. Let's see here. Naturally, quantum computing, transportation, and communication technologies started to really ramp up with what they found at CERN.
See, that's the type of shit that irritates me with this kind of stuff. Is like it's always just like no shit stuff that they talk about.
Right. Let's see. Quantum computers become widespread in his timeline or his future.
No, what is quantum computing?
It's
You're getting to that.
a
Sorry.
really fast computer. Basically, the idea.
Yeah, no shit.
It started it was dreamed of or started talking about it in the 80s. So it's not a big fucking leap. He knew if it is a fake, he knows about quantum. In 1998 or 2000,
yeah, I mean, when you're talking about like the turn of the millennia,
right.
when we had fucking everybody was trying to beat Snake, like I said earlier, and now my fucking 4-year-old iPhone could have landed us on the moon in the 60s.
Basically, Richard Feynman and Paul, what is that? Benioff and Yuri Manin provided the groundwork for a completely new
paradigm.
Jesus Christ, I can't.
Paradigm
Of quantum computing. Basically, I don't know. It has something to do with how fucking, I don't know. It's really fucking fast. Really fucking fast.
Computer go slow, now go fast.
He talked about transportation technologies, including develop of compact and efficient vehicles powered by alternative energy, which
the Prius
or
the Leaf.
Singularity drives propulsion, which allowed for faster than light travel, which is probably bullshit because I'm pretty sure you can't go faster than light.
I think we would, unless you would have to like. I feel like it would be that's basically teleportation. Which, interesting fact, did you know theoretically if we had to have the technology to teleport, you would die every time?
Okay.
It would technically be like a newly constructed being that ends up on the other side of the teleportation.
Maybe that explains why Spock was such an asshole.
I think it was the stupid fucking ears.
Probably. Naturally,
It looks like an 18-year-old girl going to fucking Bonnaroo.
Naturally, there was some advancements in medicine in his timeline.
We would hope. Let's hope it's not all computers and shit.
He talked of personalized medicine tailored to your genetic profiles
For hymns.
Which is actually, what is that?
Kind of happening.
Isn't that's straight Star Trek shit, right? Star Trek kind of had that where they look at the medicine is directly for your genetics.
Well, they're already kind of doing that.
They're kind of doing
testing,
that now.
like doing those tests for like antidepressants and shit like that.
Yeah, so I don't know when that got started. If that was around in 2000, the thought of it, could be interesting.
That's the other point you have to think of with all this type of shit is like, was this just a government employee that knew more about what was going on than we knew at the time?
There are some theories of who John Titor actually was.
That's what I'm saying. You think Hillary Rodham hasn't been shooting her ass up with Ozempic for the last 30 years? That old Louis Vuitton looking bitch.
And
I'm gonna end up dead now. Watch.
You just got Clinton. Fuck.
I pissed off
I didn't say it.
I pissed off the wrong old bag. Nah, she's too focused trying to keep Bill alive. He looks like shit.
Yeah. He did.
He's thinking about tomorrow, but not for very much longer.
Old Titor did talk about energy. Apparently in the future, we kind of figured out the solar and wind problem, and we let the future people use nuclear fusion.
Good call, probably.
Probably, since that's probably the cleanest and safest way now.
I'd like to think that this was the order in which he talked about shit. He talked about stuff that is like, at the end of the day, frivolous for humanity's survival. And then he was like, oh, and also, world hunger is over and, fucking the water crisis.
Now, he did talk a little bit about artificial intelligence.
Uh-oh.
It is basically, think of iRobot. You had
starring keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth himself, Will Smith.
You know, there was aspects of it in society with autonomous systems, robotics, housekeeper type shit. You know, little vacuums going around scaring cats and shit.
Oh fuck! What was that? Smart House, the Disney movie.
Yeah.
He's yeah. I don't fucking know.
It wasn't the old John Connor bullshit. You know, Terminators coming. There weren't Terminators walking around.
So there wasn't unnecessary slow-mo scenes?
Yeah. Basically, AI did not take over his future.
If you think about it, Terminator 2 was just the king of all films as far as, like, adding in slow motion for absolutely no reason. Oh. What are we going to do with this shot? We're going to show John Connor breathing heavy in slow motion. Why? Because Arnold's here.
Now,
you can't see his muscles ripple in real time. Stupid. Cover him in mud. It's hot. Like Predator.
It works. He did mention there was space exploration and colonization in the year 2036 in his timeline.
Bitch, if you're doing time travel in a 67 Corvette, I would hope that you're at least being, like, visiting the neighbors on fucking Pluto. And how dare you try to take Pluto away from my fucking solar system?
He talked about they did put settlements on the moon and Mars and developed the development of technology to support long durations through space travel. Habitation, basically.
Side note, if we get back into thinking about merchandising this shit, that's my first fucking... I'm what's the word I'm looking for? The stuff that you think of that's yours.
Thoughts?
No, something property.
Intellectual property?
I'm intellectually propertyizing
IP?
The idea for a shirt with a planet on it that says, come and take mine. And it's fucking Pluto. And only cool people will understand the reference. Or people within an age range.
Didn't they make Pluto a planet again?
I don't know.
I
think it might be I think it might be a moon at this point.
Oh fuck! I can't keep
of
up.
Fucking Neptune, and then there's another planet on the other side of it.
Space is fake anyway.
Yeah,
the Earth is flat. Space is fake.
All of us just exist inside of a little marble on a cat's necklace.
Right.
As again, Will Smith taught us, and Tommy Lee Jones.
Old Titor did talk about telecommunication and networking. We did his time did have advanced network technology, including high-speed internet across global connectivity.
So clearly, Spectrum has gone out of business by the time he was around. He was doing all this.
Hey, don't fuck with Spectrum. They got me a new phone today.
That's all good and well, but they can still fucking blow me. Their internet sucks.
Which, you know,
it's great when it works.
In the year 20. Or 2002 or 98 to 2002, high-speed internet, that was a fucking dream.
I didn't even have internet at that time.
Oh, I had internet in 97, 98.
I don't think I did. No. I mean, you would imagine that the majority of people probably didn't at that time.
We're coming. We're coming to the end, I think. Yeah, see, we're coming to the end. John Titor disappeared from online forums, and his sudden end of communication with the internet community added another layer of mystery to his story. He just dissed up and said, fuck it.
That dumb son of a bitch forgot to go to Walgreens and buy another CD.
Yeah, his last known internet forum post occurred in March of 2001. His sudden disappearance from the internet added to the intrigue and speculation surrounding his story, leaving many questions unanswered and contributing to the ongoing mystery of John Titor.
That's stupid.
Now, potential theories of the explanation of why he just disappeared. One theory is his mission was genuine and it was completed. He changed the timeline and got the fuck out. Naturally, hoax. The heat was coming down.
Is this the 2009 shit?
No, this is.
Oh, this was like as this was going on.
This is just what people have come up with between why he just suddenly disappeared.
Got it. He's Bigfoot.
One mission was complete. He changed the timeline. So little John Titor, that he did, I did mention this, but he did, when he came back in 1998, he did stay with the family, with his mom, dad, and little John.
Weird.
That's not awkward.
Weird. He's just sitting there eating fucking meatloaf, and he's like...
A little tuna casserole.
I know what you do in your bedroom at night.
Talking a little, it reminds me of the Back to the Future where Marty McFly's back there and he's talking his uncle. He's in the crib. He goes, "Better get used to these bars, kid."
You could play like the ultimate game of copycat.
It doesn't work like that.
How do we know?
Yeah.
If he can time travel, maybe he has telepathic powers too.
But possibly. People thought maybe one theory is that he just couldn't keep playing the hoax anymore, so he just disappeared, or he got bored of it. Legal concerns,
as will happen.
Some people said maybe there were some legal concerns. Some have speculated that John Titor's
I'm gonna knock that off the wall if I'm not. It's all going to shit.
John Titor's disappearance may have been prompted by legal concerns or pressures from the authorities. Real or hoax, you would think the government would want a word with old Mr. John Titor.
Speaking of,
What?
Random sidebar. When's the last time you heard of a fucking new crop circle popping up?
I haven't been a while.
Right?
Yeah,
Maybe it's the same type of deal.
that's true.
Or that old man that made the giant...
Probably the guys with them boards and over there in UK
yeah, that's
just
what I'm
died.
saying. Or like the old man with the giant penguin feet in like Florida or some shit. Did you see that shit? Have you ever heard of that?
No.
Some old man somewhere. I think it was Florida. Like, or maybe it was like the Gulf Coast. I don't know. But he like made these molds of like basically giant penguin feet, and we'd go out on the beach at night, and he would walk around, and there was like 40 years of this like a hoaxed myth of a giant fucking penguin cryptid that shouldn't exist where it does. It's too hot.
Too hot. But before he left, he did get close with some of these forum readers. I believe there was I think her name was Amy. He found
This motherfucker.
He found love. Made a love connection.
This dude was just trying to get his fucking wiener touched.
And but I think her name was Amy, and she did have much private conversations. She said she had private conversations, all via email. I'm not sure if they actually talked via phone or.
She faxed him pictures of her butthole.
Right. But and according to her story, John Titor said he would come back, or he said you will have other John Titors come back. Might not be him, or it would be him, but from a different timeline.
This just sounds like a dude that's trying to like fucking get laid and like does so much that he's like, so if I can't remember your name when I see you, you cannot be mad at me, Marjorie. It's Amy. Exactly.
But apparently they worked out a little code, and he said, think of this song. They took a song and said, this will be the song. If I send you anything and it's from me, it'll be accompanied with this song.
What's the song, John? It goes like this. Bow now now. Oh baby baby, how was I supposed to know that something wasn't right, cha?
Yeah, so
Did you write that yourself? Yes, I did.
you're gonna hit that motherfucker.
I already did once.
But that
It'd
now,
be perfect
I
time. I mean,
believe-
if we're planning on upgrading it, we might as well destroy it.
I did listen to a few podcasts. One,
And as you can tell
Set-
from this podcast, those are always credible sources of information.
Amy said as of the time of that podcast, she had not gotten anything. She hadn't got a package from John Titor.
Or heard the song.
Right. But there was another one, I believe, in 2016 or 17. She did receive a package. So
But she heard the song yet?
I don't know.
Do we know if this was an actual song?
I did not hear what the song was. She did not.
That's what I'm wondering,
Well, she
like,
wasn't
did he,
going to
like,
tell
he
everybody
did-
the song.
Like,
That was just giving everybody the secret. Then she just get bombarded with these
because
songs.
it would, just in my mind, it makes the transaction of information so much funnier if you made it up on the
I'm
spot.
going to go out on a limb and say fucking old Amy was just as batshit crazy as John. And probably just as full of shit.
I just want to see,
Probably an attention whore.
I want to see like a fucking like montage, like super clip together compilation of all the different timelines and the different songs that he gave her.
Yes.
Like one, it's the Britney Spears song, and it's like, "Tell me, John, 'cause I'm your lady." And she's like, "That's beautiful." And then the next one, it's like that fucking song from the Jackass movie.
Or Two Live
That's
Crew.
sucking on my titties like you wanted me, calling me. And she's like, "God, you just fucking, you grind my gears, John Titor. I'm trying to ride you like you ride that 67, boy."
All right, let's start winding this bullshit down. Who was John Titor? Some people have come forward saying they were John Titor.
Some nerd.
Joseph Matheny was a game creator. Created some game. Some geek. If you're a geek, you probably heard of it. I'm
gonna look it up.
Yeah, look it up. He and 3 others of his associates created John Titor. They wrote the facts and all the posts. They wanted to see if they could create an internet myth. Well, if it was them, mission accomplished. Good job, guys. While you looked that up, there was another gentleman. I think it was Thor, not Thor, but something stupid like that. It was the game he created. Probably some stupid choose your own adventure bullshit. Something just so you wouldn't get, because he wasn't getting laid. Let's be honest.
The transmedia artist. Oh, he's woke.
No fucking shit. Well, fuck you.
It's transmedia, not transsexual.
Oh.
Jackass. And we are okay with the trans community.
This is the woke bullshit. He's probably going to argue with me about time travel.
I've just never heard the term transmedia.
What? Transmedia? I don't think that's the same as...
He's probably best known for the avant-garde work Ong's Hat.
Ong's, that's it.
Which has been called proto-alternative reality game.
In other words, stupid. Let me translate that for you kids.
Never heard of it. Who's next? Who else am I looking up?
Lawrence Haber. He said he was the family attorney for the Titors, which, if you didn't know, Titor was not their real name, so that was just a name he made up. But in 2003, he registered the John Titor Foundation, LLC. He also published a book called John Titor, A Time Traveler's Tale. And in 2007, he registered John Titor as a trademark.
So this guy's 100%, as of right now, is the most likely culprit for this.
Yes. Now, there were people that said he did not have the technical background to pull this off. But, however, after doing some research, somebody else, not me, because fuck that, I copy and paste off other people's shit. The theory is that his brothers were behind the hoax. Him and his brothers were behind the hoax. He didn't have the knowledge to pull it off, but his brothers did. They worked in the IT world. And even some, language experts have analyzed the post and some of his brothers' writing. There was 2 brothers, but one of the brothers' writing, and basically they said one of the brothers was John Titor.
What was this guy's name? Lawrence what?
Hapner. Hold on. Oop. Haber. I'm sorry.
Looking him up.
So
go on. I'm listening.
So that's pretty much it. Now, what do real scientists? Listen. I can get behind some bullshit. I have an open mind. I can believe some bullshit.
The law offices of Lawrence M. H. Haber.
Is he out of Florida?
Attorney for over 35 years, with the last 25 years specializing in entertainment law in addition to my business transactional practice. Oh, this guy did it. Look at this fucking douche.
He looks like a
he looks like the fucking KFC Colonel's nephew that wanted to get out of the restaurant industry. How close can I get to this thing? Look at this fucking guy. Oh, the light. Look at him. Look at him. He does. He looks like he runs Tennessee Fried Cluckers is what he does. He runs Hermano's fried chicken from fucking Breaking Bad.
Now, I don't buy time travel.
He looks like he plays fucking Final Fantasy 11 while he sniffs used socks.
Nice. Well, who doesn't?
God,
time travel is pretty much where I draw the line.
Florida, yeah.
I mean, I do not believe. I'm kind of hard pressed to give any credibility to anybody talking about time travel.
I watched it. This guy's probably like a super nice guy though, for real.
And you're just fucking bashing.
Yeah, I know,
what an
like-
asshole.
I probably should have put his. Well, it's public knowledge. He's okay. I didn't give out his address, which is.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, no, it's his fucking
Cockbag
business
Road.
address. I don't fucking have his real. I don't give a fuck where he
Area
lives.
code 666.
He's an attorney out of Florida. Like, there you go. Yeah, that's probably not even the right guy.
We are doxing the shit out of people.
I don't even know what the fuck that means.
Who came up with the word doxing?
This guy?
Anyway,
No, the first guy.
anyway, time travel is.
See,
I draw the line at time travel.
doxing is the action or process of searching for and publishing private or identifying information about a particular individual on the internet, typically with malicious intent. It's on his fucking website. I literally went to his website.
Right. So, what do real scientists say about time travel? What do you think about time travel? What do you think? You think it's possible?
Anything's possible with the light and love of the Lord Jesus Christ.
One of these days, I'm going to get struck by lightning. Friendly fire. It's going to be friendly
A
fire.
hole in the heart didn't take you out. I mean, that you should be all right.
Not yet, baby.
Just look at that one guy that got fucking what team was it? It was like 1917 or some shit. He got fucking struck by lightning in the middle of a game and then finished the game after he was resuscitated and then threw a no-hitter like 9 games later.
Hey, the good news is, if I kick the bucket Friday,
All this is mine.
you're welcome, motherfucker. But I will live forever on the internet.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. They shut down the page.
It'll
All
be
of them.
it won't take long. You'll run it into the fucking ground.
That'd be some shit.
And we're already on the fucking in the basement. Jesus Christ.
I was saying, it's not like we're fucking. It's not like we're out here just shooting for the stars.
No, but anyway, time travel is something,
Ow.
I draw the line at time travel.
What is that? Stephen Hawking?
Okay. What do real scientists say about time travel? Basically, the consensus is time travel into the future is theoretically possible, but most likely time travel in the past is not. Stephen Hawking said, let's quote that Epstein Island going motherfucker.
I was going to say, Stephen Hawking said, "Bring me that child."
The best evidence we have,
Oh, sorry. Bring me that child.
the best evidence we have that time travel is not possible. And never will be. It is that we have not been. The reason. Let me just restart that. The best evidence that time travel is not possible, and never will be, is because by now we'd be invaded by hordes of tourists from the future. That sounds real scientific for. He must have been, had a little girl on top of him or something. Jesus.
I don't know if I'm going to take the word of a fucking
Jeffrey Epstein.
crippled diaper sniper on this one.
Theory of relativity. Let's talk Einstein. Now
Piece of shit.
we are some morons trying to talk about this shit. We are going to sound dumber than we already do, or more dumb.
More dumber.
Let's use proper grammar before we sound like idiots.
We're being dumb-tastic.
Einstein's thoughts were that an object moving at the speed of light would be able to travel into the future.
Well, that's the whole E equals mc squared.
Right.
E equals mc squared, if you don't know, is energy equals mass times the speed of light squared, which theoretically, in a way, is basically saying if you can take a mass and you can move that mass the speed of light squared, time would essentially stop. So if you can accomplish that, then theoretically you may be able to move time forwards or backwards
And
as
like,
well.
Time is relative and can be influenced by many factors such as gravity and velocity.
Just like a Superman.
Yeah, just go
Just
up, start.
you go in a
start
circle
going
real fast and time
backwards.
goes back.
Well, apparently that is kind of how John Titor's time travel machine works. The dual singularities basically had 2 little black holes in the box. What's in the box? 2 black holes. And to go forward, they spin one way. To go back, you could get them to spin the other way.
That's why Stephen Hawking said it's not possible. He wanted that black box to himself.
Yeah. Oh,
He wanted those 2 little black holes all to himself. I'm glad he's dead.
that's mean. Okay.
Hey, you can do great things for fucking physics, but you can still clearly be a sack of shit. They're like, and he's a fucking just driving down the street, and they're like, and the graduating class of 1986, and he just starts doing donuts in his little fucking chair.
Now, some of the problems with time travel, like anything else, the amount of energy it would take
Yeah.
would be very hard.
Which is why
To
things like the
replicate.
Hadron Collider and particle accelerators are low-key kind of fucking terrifying.
Well, we can talk about that here in a minute.
Little known fact, did you know that back in years and years ago, they found a foreign object in a particle accelerator, and the way that they landed on finally trying to find it and remove it from it, because, you know, when you have electrons moving like at the speed of light, you don't want obstructions.
No, you don't want a collision.
Yeah.
Other than the protons hitting each other.
Yes. You know what they did to try to get the obstruction out of the tube? Because it's like 4 miles long.
Yeah.
They put like basically like a shop towel on a ferret and sent it down in there.
You are fucking kidding me.
No. Spoiler. It didn't work.
I don't think so.
I believe the ferret had a name. I cannot think of it. Just fucking like just leave all this shit to Superman. Like I said, like leave this shit to comic books and stuff like that. Speaking of, do you ever think that fucking Superman went back to Lois Lane, and she was like, "I'm so glad that you returned to me safely." He was like, "I have overpowered their kryptonite, so that you can get this dick tonight."
You're an asshole.
Yeah. Spit take. Spit take. I probably shouldn't do that with the guy with a hole in his heart.
Yeah, no.
He just started fucking stroking out in the middle of the fucking episode.
Oh, fuck.
If we don't go viral, if you have a stroke on camera and we don't go viral, I quit.
Oh, fuck. Oh, God damn.
Thought about that one a couple minutes ago. I've been sitting on it.
Wait, John, take a drink to do it. You.
Bet you they're not going to put that in the next fucking DC movie.
Anyway. What was it? Oh, well, I was going to say something. Fuck. God. Saw my life flash. I time traveled, saw my life flash behind me. Fuck. Anyway.
All I keep thinking of now is the Stephen Hawking scene from Family Guy. When him and his wife are having like, but his wife's also in a wheelchair that has a talkie box thing, and they're having like angry makeup sex. It's hilarious. They're just like laying there, and he's like, "Oh, do you like that?" She's like, "Hit me harder, you pussy."
God damn. I'm still fucked up. That's what I wanted to talk about.
That's gonna be a clip for sure.
The Hadron Collider. He mentioned the Hadron Collider. I thought I had my notes, but I must have
Who
skipped
did?
over. John Titor mentioned the Hadron Collider. Let me go back up here.
But I'm pretty sure. I think that there was that or something similar to that technologically available at the time. Of
No,
it
I think it
coming
was just
back.
in theory at that point in '98 to 2000. It went. I think.
Well, they
it was-
had. I believe they had
started building
particle accelerators.
Yeah, but they didn't have the Hadron Collider. I believe did not go online. I want to say they started building it in '04, and I know I had it in my notes somewhere.
Those crazy fucking
I
Swedes.
think 2010 or 12 is when they did the first run. But I think they started building in '04 or '06. I think. So he did. The Hadron Collider would have been known about in this time. You know, I'm thinking about how full of shit is he. You know, in '98 to 2002, I'm sure he probably knew about the Hadron Collider, but you know, it's kind of interesting. And that's I like that theory that when it fired, I think it was 2012 when it fired up. That basically sparked a new timeline. That's where.
Yeah, because weren't people saying that was going to be the end of the world because like that was what the Mayans fucking predicted?
Right.
I'm like, hold on.
And
I don't think that the Mayans were accounting for things such as a Hadron Collider.
But you know, a lot of people believe that's what happened. went into another timeline when they
We all
fired-
did, in fact, die in 2012.
or
and-
we just jumped to a new timeline. Basically, we didn't technically die, but that's the reason for the Mandela effect.
Yeah. Berenstain Bears.
Oh, I was watching TikTok the other day, another one.
Automatically just throws out all legitimacy when you're anywhere
No.
between our ages and go, I was watching TikTok the other day.
I might have been earlier today, but they were
Ow.
this creator was talking about publishing clearinghouse, the sweepstakes.
Mm-hmm.
I
That's
d-
still a thing.
I don't know if it's still a thing. I know it was, and Ed McMahon was a big deal. Worked with it. He would bring the check to you. I remember this. His picture was on the envelope.
Yeah.
I remember this, and they say he never worked for a publisher clearinghouse.
Dun, dun.
However, there's a Golden Girl reference to when
To Ed McMahon.
working for what's her name, Betty White was on the phone, and her character.
Did she die yet?
Yes, we did an episode. We talked about it on an episode 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ, we did our own little tribute to her.
Can't bring her back, can you, titty boy?
But
Useless.
it's mentioned in a Golden Girls episode about Ed McMahon working for Publishers Clearinghouse.
I bet you it was something about Blanche wanting to bang him.
But that's like
Slut.
I mean, that's and like I swear to God, I remember a fucking Sinbad fucking type genie fucking movie.
Kazam or Shazam, one of the two.
I remember it. I do remember it.
Because Kazam was Shaq.
Yeah. But
What else was there? There's the Berenstain Bears, which holds up. I saw
And the-
one at a thrift store not too long ago.
and there's what the Monopoly guy, the one.
A monocle or an all.
Yeah. Naturally, Mandela.
Is the Monopoly guy the same person as the Pringle guy?
I don't know. You mean what's his name? Pratt. Have you seen those commercials where he's growing the mustache? It looks like the.
No.
Oh.
Phil, you know I don't watch commercials.
Oh, that's right.
I'm Roku. Team Roku.
I'm trying to think.
Roku!
There's even a Britney Spears one too, about the video.
Something about knives.
No, it's about the outfit that she was wearing. The schoolgirl.
The yellow out. Oh.
The color of it.
For Hit Me Baby One More
Yeah.
Time.
Like something with the color of it.
Like gray, wasn't it? Was it
Or, I
gray
don't
and
know.
white with like
I
a
don't
pink tie or some shit?
I did a Mandela Effect episode. I probably mentioned it in that episode at one time. Back before
Why
you.
was it called the Mandela Effect?
You're still trying to kill me. Because it started because a lot of people remembered that Mandela died in prison when he didn't. He came out and became president.
Yeah.
He got
Who the fuck thought that?
some people have a memory of him dying in prison. That's what started the Mandela Effect. That's why it's called the Mandela Effect.
I mean, I'm too young for a lot of that, but like, who the fuck would have thought that? The man was literally a political leader for years
Yeah.
after that, after he got out of prison.
But not to some people. They remember him dying.
Why can't it work that way in real life?
And in some, I'm convinced in another timeline, we are the biggest podcast in the world. No, we're not.
You're at the cusp of something great.
All right. That's all I got, unless you want to talk about something else. I say we let these people out of their misery and let them go. I don't know what we're doing next week. Are you thinking true crime or you think?
I don't know. I have a list. I started a doc of just ideas. I have one that I'm thinking of that I kind of talked about recently that I might do a whole episode on. It involves Nostradamus.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
It's not all about
I'm not doing
Nostradamus.
it
just
because I don't want to
involves
read that shit. That's like trying to get me to read Shakespeare. I
It's
can
just-
barely read English, let alone.
It just involves Nostradamus. It's not about anything from that time period. Well, potentially. You don't like reading Old English?
No, it gives me a fucking headache.
A rose by any other name still smells as sweet.
Oh shit.
Doth thou hath me cigarette lighter, please? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about time travel. I feel like it's surprisingly not that far fetched to me.
Here's the thing. If time travel ever does become a thing, I don't think we can go back and interact. Almost think it'd be like remote viewing. We can see it. We can go back and be almost like a ghost. We can't touch and feel, but we can see it.
That'd be cool.
They couldn't see you, kind of thing.
Like a two-way mirror type deal.
Right.
Like you're interrogating everybody all the time. Maybe that's what ghosts are.
What's Brianna talking about?
McCamey Manor.
What is that?
This is some piece of shit dude that like started did this like it's a whole thing. We'd have to actually talk about it. I'd have to bring up the information. She knows more than I do, but basically just some asshole that offered up a good / service for his own personal gain of another fashion. Basically just wanted to abuse people.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
Not something I would cover on a subject myself, because I just don't think I would want to bring that much attention to such a person.
Hey, I'll talk about anything, anytime, anywhere.
Jeffrey Epstein coming up next week.
Oh, don't get me started on Epstein. I want to know, how can somebody be sentenced to fucking jail time for trafficking kids to nobody, apparently? Why have no arrest been made?
Other than fucking Ghislaine Maxwell.
Well, that's what I'm saying. She's in jail for trafficking
you're talking about Ghislaine
children
Maxwell.
to people, but yet why aren't any of the motherfuckers that she trafficked those kids to in prison? And what's going on?
Agreed.
What's going on with Vince McMahon? Is he going to jail for trafficking too?
I don't know, but apparently he had dildos named after his wrestlers.
Oh my!
Yeah. You think Stone Cold was like one of those liquid ones that you can put in the freezer? Then what else? Where else could you go with that?
I don't know. Gee.
Triple H, be like a butt plug dildo clitty tickler combination. Triple H. The Rock speaks for itself. The Undertaker would definitely be something anally involved. Kane, I feel like that's self-explanatory. Who else? Big Show. Well,
let's see. No, but apparently I might have to do some research into this.
what the dildo names?
No, just the
Vince McMahon thing.
Yeah, is he trafficking?
I have no idea.
I don't
I know he looks like he's gonna fucking die.
And that fucking mustache. What the fuck? Did you
He
see
has
it?
a mustache now.
Well, when he came back, he had that real thin little mustache, right? Just
God, he had the Salvador Dali.
Yes. I'm like, God, somebody. What? How could anybody look in the mirror and say, you know what, this looks good?
Great art.
I'm rocking
Great
this
artist,
shit.
though. You see, if you're an artist, you can do shit like that.
Yeah.
Where do you think Hitler got his idea from?
I think somebody should bring back the Hitler mustache.
I still am a proponent of like I want to go back in time and see what would have happened if they would have just let that cocksucker into fucking art school.
Saved a lot of fucking lives.
He's just sitting there like, the Jews run the art establishment. This is why I'm not an artist. Why the fuck am I not an artist, but Bob Ross is, and Bob Ross's son.
All right.
True story. There's an episode of that shit where Bob Ross's son is the host.
Oh.
He tells a story about his dad having like a pet squirrel or some shit. And I'm like, where'd he put it?
Bada bing.
There's a whole docudrama about Bob Ross. Yeah, there's more going on behind the scenes with that whole thing.
My ex, we had a Bob Ross chia pet sitting on the window ledge.
Love it. That's adorbs. What else?
I
What
killed
else?
it.
I wonder how much a Bob Ross painting goes for. I had a Bob Ross T-shirt that was just him like smiling with his painting behind him, and it said "Happy Trees." And when I was like at high school, my dad was like, "I know what that means." I was like, "It means that the trees are happy. There's no such thing as mistakes. You just put them wherever you want to, Dad."
Don't you watch Bob Ross on PBS?
Fuck yeah. I'll still randomly put on, they have like 24-hour live streams of Bob Ross on like YouTube and shit.
Drawing the same picture over
It's
and
still
over again.
relaxing. And I still want to know if he is in fact just leading people to the locations of the dead bodies that he killed.
I'm just saying nobody had a fro like him.
Have you seen that shit where, like, apparently, I don't know if it's 100% factual or what, but, like, allegedly, and I saw, like, a time-lapse video, like, stop-motion style, that, like, there's at least some of his paintings that, like, are literally taking you on a journey. Like, I don't know if it's real or if they just had to, like, pick and choose between these things that where they add it up just right, where, like, it's literally, like, if you time-lapse it, it's like you're going down the river or some shit like that.
Oh, I got a new my fancy new phone.
I know. I kind of want a new phone, but there's so many more things that I should be spending my money on right now.
My old phone, I had to get a new iPhone. My old phone wasn't charging very well, and it was the last.
I feel like you were just like fucking a year or so away from them starting to not support your phone too.
Yeah, it was like 6 years old.
That's what I'm saying. I think the max is like 7 years for real for an iPhone.
Yeah,
because you're not the only person I know that had an older series of iPhone that had to upgrade it for recently.
Yeah. I mean, it just wasn't. Battery wasn't lasting for shit, and it was. You'd have to play with the plug. I am impressed. They got rid of the fucking lightning plug. The lightning.
They went to Type C. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank God.
You don't like the lightning?
Just that's the only thing that uses it.
Yeah. Oh,
But,
trust
you
me. I
know, but they pissed me
you
off.
still got to get a dongle though.
Is that the little box that plugs into the wall? What's it?
The fucking adapter for like an aux cord and shit.
Oh, what pisses me off? It doesn't have a USB end to it.
Like a regular USB?
Yeah, on one end. So you got to get a whole new prong.
Oh, you have to get the fast charger?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have one.
Motherfucker. Just give me... No. And they don't give you one.
I'll look at that place that we go shopping every once in a while because that's where I got my box for that. I got it for $5.
But I got a car charger coming. A mount charger tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. You didn't have the MagSafe charging on your old phone, did you?
No, that's what I got now. I'm getting the MagSafe.
No, they have the cases and all that shit?
Case in. I got
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fancy. See, mine has it. I just don't have the case.
Yeah.
I didn't know mine had it, but it does. Like where I can no contact charge it and all that shit.
Let's just say we transferred everything from my phone. Oh, and I had literally about, the bar saying how much storage you have. It was full. There's a little bit of gray over here where at the end.
What do you get? What do you have? Like the 512 or some shit?
I don't know what it was.
I mean, I don't. Mine's only a 64.
Hold on, I'll show you.
I just want the fucking square side. I feel like it's a flex. If you have the rounded side like mine, then you're like a piece of shit.
So everything transferred over. I spent fucking an hour there transferring everything over from my old phone. Look how much space I got now.
It's only a 256.
Yeah.
Damn. So you had a 64 before, I'm
Yeah.
assuming.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, because I think what is it, 250?
I wasn't paying that. What 6? I forget. They have an upgraded one. What 6 something?
128. I think 128 or 256 is like the smallest one you can get now.
Yeah, 256 is the small.
Because they go up to a fucking terabyte.
Yeah.
How the fuck you fit a terabyte of memory into a goddamn cell phone? I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, I know, but like that's fucking crazy.
Hey, those little Chinese kids can do fucking wonders in their sweatshops.
Like, you remember having to delete like text messages and like God forbid contacts because you just didn't have room on your phone?
Well, that's why I was starting to delete fucking. Well, it was really getting bad because for the shorts, here's how I do my shorts or do the shorts for the show.
Actually, that's a good point. I need to check my fucking
I
how
cut
much
'em-
space I have.
I cut them up, put them in that one playing on the internet, then I load them into my phone. So if I get 5 or 6, even just short videos, it fucking took up my memory in the old one. Anyway, I'm glad we are boring you all with this. We will see you
What the
guys.
fuck is the storage on this thing?
Go under general settings, general.
General.
We will see you guys next week. Hopefully Thursday. We'll try to do a show Thursday.
Yeah, we're pretty close. 58.2 out of 64 on this bitch.
Yeah. We will try to do a show Thursday for you guys since I will not be. He has to work Saturday and Sunday, and I could be.
Friday and Saturday. I'm off Sunday.
Or Friday and Saturday. And if we can't do it Thursday, maybe we'll do it Sunday because I'm on vacation the rest of the week. Or I'm either on
Vacation
or
or you
dead.
might be dead.
One of the two.
It's pretty much That's where we draw the line. It's not vacation because I might be dead.
If I don't see you guys again, it's been fun. It's been real, but it has been real fucking fun.
Good try. Well, now that I've almost killed Phil with a dick joke. Meat leaves? I got something I gotta watch when I get done with this.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Take care. We love you.
Maybe. We'll see.
Bye.